Before we work together, I want to tell you a little bit more about my personal and professional experiences of pain and healing. Hi there, I'm Daniel Degenhardt from the Rethink Pain Workshop, and I think it's important to understand where I came from and how I'm seated across from you right now. It all started when I was 10 years old and I started to develop this crooked finger that by the time I was a teenager, it went into my hand and my wrist and it was causing aching, shooting pains through my fingers, as well as neurological symptoms of numbness and tingling and shocks as well. I went to, over the course of my youth and early adulthood, went to dozens of health professionals to find a reason for why this happened. Nobody could give me a real clear understanding. By my mid-20s, I had nerve conduction tests that showed I had severe carpal tunnel impingement. So that was what was affecting my ability to write or type or ride a bike for more than a few minutes and needing to shake off my hand to massage it. However, I knew I was a smart enough kid and that I could find ways to improve. I could find a way to feel better about myself and reduce these symptoms. So I went in to get my Bachelor of Science in Human Kinetics. From there, I became a personal trainer, helping people to achieve their goals, but I wasn't satisfied with that. So I went and got my Master's of Physiotherapy and started to really practice a lot of the things I learned in my Master's for myself. Because professionally speaking, I am the most selfish physiotherapist that you'll ever meet. All of the things that I learn and I pursue within a physiotherapy practice, it's for myself first. And I want people to recognize that because I think we need to be a bit more selfish about our own health. Finally, when I was 27 years old, after going to another new specialist, having another full workup, I got the diagnosis in my right hand of Mealer hyostosis. It's a condition that affects 1 in a million people, and if you have a look, there's a picture of the x-ray that helped to diagnose it. And there's waxy buildup of the bone through the fingers down to the wrist, and that was what was impacting on my median nerve. Now this bone, from other people, because the research is very limited in it, there's some people who've had surgeries on it that the doctors actually break their drill bits and scalpels and say that the bone is diamond hard because of the way that it loads onto the bone on top of each other. And that can cause that pain that progresses over time. Once I found that diagnosis, I doubled down on my understanding of the human body, and shortly after that, I started to learn about hypnosis and some of the mind-body approaches that really started to make positive changes in me. It was at that time that I actually started a Korean sword martial art called Haedongumdo too. And now, 5 years later, I run a Whakatane Haedongumdo club, and I've competed internationally. I took Haedongumdo New Zealand to South Korea last year in this Korean sword martial art, and it's something that I would have never thought I was going to be able to do 10 years ago. So with this potentially progressive condition, I've actually found ways to improve for myself. So I've seen the potential in me. And I still have to manage this on an ongoing basis. The change through my forearm means that I have to stretch and exercise it on a regular basis. And I massage and do different things on it on a regular basis. And that's important to know because, yes, I am thriving with this condition, but it does take work. While I was improving in my hand, I actually started getting increased headaches and fatigue. And that started 8 years ago when it was something that I was a new grad physiotherapist and I thought it was maybe a postural thing. But then another couple dozen health professionals later, and just 2 years ago, I got diagnosed with hemochromatosis. This is quite a common condition that causes iron to overload in the blood. And because I had not been doing any blood donations over the course of living in rural northern Canada, or when I came into a rural setting in New Zealand, it built up this iron, making it worse, so that 2 years ago, at its worst, I could only do work for a few hours in the morning before the headaches and the fatigue got so bad that I could barely even concentrate. So it's taken a year and a half of treatments, and I finally have that under control, with some ongoing headaches and fatigue that I'm still actively pursuing ways to support my own healing. This has given me a very different perspective of pain because of how it affects your concentration and your focus. But again, it's something that I'm actively managing through daily techniques of meditation, self-hypnosis, stretching, and challenging a lot of negative beliefs that I had in the past and simply trusting my body. Through all of these experiences, I began to work with people more who had complex and persistent pain like yourself, and help these people achieve the goals that they want. So thank you for watching this video to listen and to hear a little bit more about my story, and I hope to hear more about your story soon. Click one of the Get Started buttons on this page in order to quickly and easily start that process. And I hope to be able to help you heal soon, because the more we all heal, the more we all heal.